Morning. All right. We are going to continue on with our birthday book. Oh. I'm going to be drinking my coffee. I just kind of woke up. I slept in this morning. All right. So yesterday we read, today is September 2nd, so today is September 3rd, and we are in the month of September, obviously. The third day of September, it is from the degree point of 9 degrees to 11 degrees of Virgo. The period, we are now in period of Virgo 2, and we're still in mutable earth. The tarot card today is the Empress. The strengths is multi-talented, socially adept, and patient. Weaknesses is procrastinating, overly stoic, or yielding. And it is called the Day of the Mold Breakers. So even if this isn't your birthday, we can expect that we will be adopting some of these traits, and I'll pull a card for each of the houses or each of the zodiac signs at the end of the reading. So we're going to start with this. And yeah, so people born on September 3rd are not always what they seem, because others often misread their nature and their potentials. Those born on this day may be forced to play roles in life which, although not always disagreeable, are not exactly what they want either. Though September 3rd people are generally multi-talented, often one of their attributes is appreciated at the expense of the rest. Physical beauty in September 3rd females is a case in point because of good looks. Their other fine qualities may go unrecognized. Men born on this day tend to be mistaken by others for an easy touch or pigeonholed by career or family status. Although they can impress others as quite tactable, no one who has ever tried to take advantage of a September 3rd person will forget the result. Those born on this day have a steel-like armor that seals them off from all forms of flattery and vampirism. They may appear gentle, even a bit soft, but they will insist on being treated honorably and fairly, and vigorously resist efforts to push them around. Because their work is often of a visionary nature, exceptional people born on this day can be way ahead of their time and must understand if others are sometimes slow to approve of their methods. Fortunately, most of these mold breakers display great patience as well as confidence in their value of their work. They are well equipped to endure years without recognition while continuing on with their endeavors. Their path to wider acceptance can be made a bit smoother. However, if they take time to explain to others in everyday language what their objectives are and how they intend to get there. September 3rd people of all abilities gravitate to action and controversy. They are often quite rebellious against systems in which they must operate, particularly when they feel misunderstood. Both their buoyant optimism and their temperamental nature have to be kept under control. Developing emotional consistency and strong willpower is essential for their success in life. In regard to matters of love and relationships, September 3rd people often display a markedly stoic attitude. Here they run two dangers. First, giving those close to them the impression that they don't care, and second, procrastinating when decisive action is needed. By being too accepting, they may compromise themselves in romantic affairs and let certain important life choices slip away. The greatest challenge for September 3rd people is being more open with others and fearlessly confronting self-doubts. They should put their high moral code and sense of justice to work in defense of those who need help, rather than being defensive about what they perceive as criticism directed against themselves. If those born on this day can discover and cultivate the best in themselves and diplomatically but firm insist on the world taking notice of it, they will be better to gain acceptance for their novel ideas and efforts. Okay. I resonated with that. We're also going to be reading a section in this, which is the section called Death. Okay, so those born on the 3rd of the month are ruled by the number 3 and by the planet Jupiter. So it's Jupiter and Mercury. Those ruled by the number 3 generally seek to rise to the highest position in their sphere. Number 3 people also love their independence. So those born on September 3rd in particular must avoid playing part for others that they would rather not play. Jupiter lends an optimistic and expansive social outlook for September 3rd people. Combined with Mercury, Virgo's ruler, it grants honor and dignity. Tarot. The 3rd card of the major arcana is the Empress, who symbolizes creative intelligence. She is the perfect woman, the ultra-feminine, Mother Earth nurturer who embodies our dreams, hopes, and aspirations. Her steadfast qualities should serve as a positive example of stability for September 3rd people. This card represents positive traits of charm and excellence. Traits of charm, grace, and unconditional love, but also negative traits of vanity and affection, as well as intolerance for imperfection. Those born on September 3rd must be aware of becoming inactive. Once they have established in their chosen field, they have a tendency to become sedentary, which can spell problems with diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and gallbladder trouble. Therefore, they should severely limit their fat and sugar intake while at the same time putting themselves on a regular exercise program. More athletically inclined September 3rd people, for whom inactivity is not a problem, should endeavor to get enough sleep, rest, avoiding tobacco, alcohol particularly. In order to keep keep healthy psychologically, September 3rd people must allow themselves a life which they usually enjoy and resist the impulse to please others in order to be accepted, like, or loved. Developing positive self-image and accompanying self-esteem is very important in their respect. Actively seek to do what they really want to do. This is advice. Actively seek to do what you really want to do. Develop your self-confidence and assertiveness. Don't be afraid to fail. Try not to cultivate too much mystery around what you do, and take time to explain your methods and motives to others. Hear what others say to you, but remain in tune with your own inner voice. So Virgo 1, you have Virgo in the 1st house, or you are born on this day. There could be an issue here with relationships. We have disharmony, distrust, conflict, a lack of balance, shifting focus, incompatibility, and a misunderstanding. You have Virgo in the second house, or Virgo 2. We have delays, frustration, change, transformation, disagreement, doubt, hasty, impatient, reckless. We have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Boredom, perfectionism, disloyalty, stubbornness, laziness, impatience, lack of ambition, and waste. Virgo 4, we have bad luck, resistance to change, breaking cycles, lack of control, stagnation, and delay. Virgo 5, we have cold-hearted, gossiping, harsh, manipulative, unforgiving, scatterbrain, stubborn, vindictive. Virgo 6, we have strength. Believe in your inner strength. Deal with problems in a gentle and firm way. Do not let emotions affect your actions. Deliberately identify with your intuition, even if it works against the desires of your willful ego. Keywords are strength, courage, persuasion, influence, compassion, taming, control, overcoming self-doubt, and that's the last one. What is this card right here? Virgo 7, we have disappointment and toil, fear of the unknown, a lack of planning, no action, procrastination, and obstacles. Virgo 8, blocked change, possessiveness, failure, loss, frustration, isolation, stagnation, imbalance. Virgo 9, we have the Two of Wands is a card of future planning, progress, decisions, discovery. It represents turning inspiration into clear action and exploring new possibilities and challenges. Keywords is action plan, exploring intuition, possibilities, fulfillment, passion, long-term goals, and aspirations. Virgo 10. We have, you could find more balance and harmony in your life. Why don't you share your wealth and happiness with others? Financial security, stability, quality, achievement, scarcity, conservatism, control, possessiveness, boundaries. We have teamwork, collaboration, learning. This is Virgo 11. Work with others who share your vision and goals. You can achieve more by collaborating and learning from each other. Teamwork, collaboration, learning, implementation, quality, recognition, reward, growth. And finally, we have Virgo 12. Death. Endings, change, transformation, transition, rebirth, renewal, closure, completion, release. Very interesting that we ended here on Virgo 12 because we are about to read the death section in this Hornblown book. I don't know if that was very... Sorry, those people walking in here kind of messed me up. I can really feel their energy. Definitely felt that in the front line here. Now, if we were to take all these cards that are reversed and read the advice... Virgo 1, so you're Virgo rising, it could talk about, like, your advice is a partnership and unity that is based on shared values and compassion and creativity, a spiritual and emotional fulfillment that is expressed through love, joy, and celebration. So how can you find a way to harmonize your relationships? How can you find a way to trust someone? Why are you feeling distrust when it comes to your relationships? Are you the one that is distrustful? Could be really the big thing here. So if you have Virgo 2, your advice is a fearless and confident individual who is driven by their ambition and desire, who is not afraid of challenges or of risks. Virgo 3, your advice is that the Knight of Pentacles is a card of common sense, responsibility, and loyalty that signifies fulfilling one's wishes through duties and dedication and patience. Virgo 4, the Wheel of Fortune card advises you to be prepared for change that might include to move or an opportunity to travel. Accept the changes that are happening in your life and embrace the opportunities that come your way. Now, Virgo 5, we have the Queen of Swords as a card of clear-mindedness, independence, and direct communication. She is a woman who values honesty, truth, and logic. It's not really the brightest fucking light, is it? We already read that one. Virgo 6 was the Strength card. We have the Three of Wands for Virgo 7. The Three of Wands is a card of exploration, progress, foresight. It represents turning inspiration into clear action plan, exploring new possibilities and challenges. Virgo 8 Giving, receiving, sharing wealth, generosity, charity, assistance, support, acceptance, success. Find your balance between material and the spiritual. Share your wealth with others, and don't forget your own needs. We already read that one in the upright. That one was in the upright. All the other ones are in the upright. So, just turning all the things that were upside down in the upright, and that's really what we're doing. Right? There's a lot coming out of here about planning. Going and getting things done, not procrastinating any longer. Let's read the Book of the Horned One. We're going to be reading about death today. That was the card we ended on. So, seems, about right. The Wheel of Fortune came out again. I didn't really like the cards for today. Death. And then there's the other side. As Pan, the god of sex, he is also the creator of panic, the fight-flight manifestation of the survival instinct, the calling card of death. In many a mythos, the horned god is also the lord of death, or like Ereshkigal, Hathor, or the horned goddess of death. So what of these? Death is also, as far as I know, universal. Every ancient culture's concept of divinities also included the eventual death of that deity. The concept of the deathless and eternal personal God is relatively new, though the concept of a universal power or spiritual source that never dies is as ancient as human thought. Again, we call this nature. Burial rites and remains are the earliest evidence of ritual that we have. Neanderthals buried their dead in the earth mother with ochre, flowers, amulets, tools, ritually manipulated bear skulls, and other animal totems. This passing from an obvious and real physical presence to a cold, decomposing one is easy to assume. One of the first two primal mysteries that our species has presented with, even before what we consider consciousness occurred. The other was, as we have seen, sex and birth. The fact that the earliest humans, that we felt the primal urge to do some things in reaction to the death of fellow humans, things did not have a verified practical purpose, because that we are seeing of the birth of spirituality, the attempt to do the correct thing, and some will say, get right with God. Nature to early humans was, of course, God simply surviving, or if lucky, prospering, was the goal of life. Survival was all, and so it still is in much of the world today. It wasn't until very recently that humans have had the leisure to think about what abstracts, like philosophy and ideals and other foci of theology. If one found enough to eat, then the powers were helping. If a storm disseminated the tribal food supply, then the powers were not. The first action then and now was to take hand in one's reality, to build a house, to hunt a food animal, plant a seed, but dealing with things that could not be directly influenced. This was one entry to the realm of the unseen action. Still, the end, death came, and yet it is clear from the earliest times that we knew that the life force was carried on, returning to the womb of nature that gave us birth, and that the piper was always present to note celebrate the cycle. There must be something primal and universal within our species mind that tells us, yes, one can influence the unseen. Thus rituals, magic, and then later, religion came into being. Why does every person deeply operate from this primal belief? The motivational force that can be traced to DNA and evolution. The urge to prosper is what has guaranteed our experimental species as a niche. And remember that there were pre-human hominoids competing for this niche in nature. The fact that we have not simply lived and existed, but were naturally able to traverse biomes and adapt, assesses the explosive power of this thing called mind beyond mere consciousness that few other species seem to have. So, ritual magic is a universal answer to the threat of extinction and to the unknown of the mysterious power that seemed to early man to play with humans. What triggered this ritual magic? Since rituals were generally myth manifesting actions with primal benefit to the tribe, it could only have had time devoted to it when a dire need was seen. The largest crisis in the human's life is, of course, death. The death of acquaintances, the death of loved ones, and lastly, the death of oneself. Extinction is the primal fear after consciousness awakens. And with this atvastic fear of death comes the realization that it is inevitable. Everyone and everything dies. Every culture evolved widely different conceptions of what, why, wherefore of death. But that doesn't concern us. What humans did and do is more to the point because they did magic, rituals, actions, dances, song, chants, art, and so on. None were what we would call logical. All were powerful in that they transformed the death experience in some way in order to strengthen and thus make more prosperous the tribe. In this way, the tribe came to terms with the abyss, for each person's death is in the abyss. Who governs this process is the sorcerer, the horned one, who is unified animal ancestor. For this is the original ancestors' totems of the tribe who reconcile the living and the dead. Even as in Australia, when they were seen as the primal ancestors, they were symbolized as natural beings who originated all things and even mankind. They are said to have sung the world into existence during the nameless aeon, dreamtime. And this singing is also the pipe playing of Pan. Humans always do something to relink to the unseen powers at moments of stress, when the simple mechanistic ways of dealing with the world are simply not enough. Who does not seek some sort of solace in the ritual when confronted with death? And what of fear, panic, is the root cause of this fear? The essence, it is always returns to death, to extinction, to removal of the tribe. The daddy god of the dying aeon cannot shield his followers from either sex or death. He can only advise escape, suppression, and denial, and offer a sublimated death to wish to end the world. How very sad. The silent horned god offers a different vision. Sex in all forms is magic, sacrament, joy. Death is merely transformation, and fear passes and is done as panic passes. The prey remembers that is to the predator, and that all are one in the dance of play and play of nature. Heaven is here and now. The beast self offers the consciousness of bliss at any time. One has but to remember. Sorry, I was having a really difficult time like cognitively processing anything I was saying, so I'm gonna have to go back and re-listen to it. I don't know. My mind was wandering the entire time I was reading that. I was thinking about all sorts of different stuff. Sorry. Probably walked away from this reading a long time ago. I don't know if that was making any sense to you. It wasn't making any sense to me. I'm so sorry. I have a lot in my mind right now. I was thinking about how I had to go exercise. I was thinking about how I need to get an inhaler before it gets sick time. I was thinking about all sorts of different stuff when I was reading that. How it's not necessarily I was really disassociated. I'm so sorry. But if you're still here, I'm actually going to go grab to the Five of Cups. Today is going to be a really big day where you're going to have to deal with some energies regarding, you know, a lack of friendship or a lack of like group mindset. It's going to be like really interpersonal relationships are really going to be the thing at hand today. The one-on-one relationships, the relationships between you and one other. You and just one other is what I'm getting. So in this case, it would be the relationship between you and I. We do have the Empresses in reverse. So what is your relationship with the Empress? The Two of Cups is in reverse as well. It's like all of these cups have fallen down. Eight of Pentacles. You're trying to figure out how you can find healing. Dealing with frustrations and confusion and just like over-analysis. Why are you over-analyzing things? Star card. Knight of Wands reversed. You could be dealing with some cocky individuals. Why are people feeling so cocky? Somebody's trying to offer you something. Somebody's going to be offering you something. You could be really having a day where a lot of prosperity is coming in. The only thing that looks like it's really super, super important right now is the Eight of Pentacles. So, enjoy your relationships. I gotta go, guys. This is just not the reading for me. I don't know. We have Indulgence. And we have in Capricorn. Dedication to achieve, focusing on and resulting from the rules imposed by. So, there could have been like, you could be in a relationship or you were in a relationship or there's some sort of believe in your good luck. The Pleiades and the Muse living in my dreams is in reverse. Sun in Pisces. Hathor, here she is. Light immersion, full system upgrade, power recall, recalling your power. Bring love into the situation. The more energy and intention I bring into my faith, the more fearless I am. We have Akasha in reverse. Your guidance is divinely guided. And finally, we have the New Moon in Libra. You are loved. So, yippee-doo it, yippee-yah-hey. That followed around to what it is, not picking it up. I'm going to have to pick it up eventually. I'm not just going to leave it down there. Balance. Confidence. Determination. I gotta go. I'm just not feeling this today. I'm going to go fucking get ready to go to work. I gotta go to work. So, that's what I gotta go do. I gotta go get ready and I gotta go to work. I get to go to work. I don't have to go. I get to go. I get to go. I get to go make money. I get to go make success. I get to go deal with these people and all their fucking demon sperm. Really, it does. We have a ghost on the bottom. Ghost in these hoes. What the fuck is that? We have abundance in reverse. Coming under some money, maybe. Shit. Alrighty. I'm out. Tokens are falling. Tokens are coming. I gotta go.